Well, thank you very much for having me here today and speaking. It is an incredibly great honour. And I'm very sorry for those of you who knew Shireen personally, but also for our broader movement for human rights accountability, because the loss of Shireen is a loss for every single one of us. Shireen, you bore witness to injustice, and what we can promise you is that we will continue to bear witness and we will continue to fight for accountability. Sorry, just excuse me a second. All the evidence, including multiple serious independent investigations, point to the Israeli forces having gunned down Shireen. Israeli authorities have a long track record of whitewashing abuses and have given every indication that they will do the same in this circumstance. The killing and the assault of Shireen, particularly not only in relation to her death, but also her funeral procession, took place amid a larger context where serious abuses are committed with absolute impunity. Human Rights Watch has documented the routine use of excessive force by the Israeli armed forces and their pattern of indiscriminate fire that has injured and killed journalists before. Millions of Palestinians live in a reality of structural violence and apartheid. Something that Palestinian human rights organisation and Israeli human rights organisation have been saying for decades, and something that finally Human Rights Watch and Amnesty have come out with their own independent assessments and have confirmed is the case. The Israeli authorities are committing crimes against humanity of apartheid and persecution to this day. Shireen's killing underscores the urgency of the International Criminal Court's Office of the Prosecutor advancing its probe into serious crimes in Palestine. The ICC was set up exactly to address situations like this, where the violations are grave and the climate of impunity is pervasive. Robustly pursuing the Palestinian investigation is crucial to the ICC's very legitimacy. What we have seen time and time again is that governments have not only not done enough, but they have obstructed accountability and justice in Israel and Palestine. And the time now has come. It should not have taken the death of Shireen for the time to have come, but it has now come. It is time for the friends of Israel to be telling Israel that it is no longer an option for them to carry out abuses and killings and war crimes. It is no longer an option that there is impunity. We at Human Rights Watch have been speaking to numerous governments about this, and we will continue to do so. We work in coalition with human rights organisations in Palestine and in Israel, as well as fellow human rights organisations globally. But I think it is important today, and I am so grateful to have this moment, because it's important not only to remember Shireen, but for us to together stand collectively with our grief. Because every time there is another Palestinian death or another death of a journalist, it takes something away from our heart and our soul. And we need to collectively work together, build together, and grieve together. And we need to make clear, as we have today, and we will do going forward, that we will not be silenced. And just as Shireen did, the pursuit of justice, accountability, and truth will be forever the top of our agenda. Thank you.